Let's review parallelograms. Opposite sides, when it comes to the parallelogram, looking at opposite sides not are only parallel, they're equal to each other. So the instructions here are solve for x. Each figure is a parallelogram. I'm just going to say that 5x minus 3 equals 3x plus 3. Right, those two sides are equal to each other. Let me separate them through the equal sign. To solve for x, my smaller x, let me move it to the left. Don't forget to switch the side. This minus 3, let me move it to the other side as a plus 3. On the left, I know that 5 minus 3 is 2. So that gives me 2x equals 3 plus 3 is 6. Now, to get the x by itself, let me divide by the number in front of it. X is equal to 3. When it comes to angles, opposite angles are equal to each other. So if I was looking at angle G with angle E, I will say, oh, they're equal to each other. In this case, adjacent angles, so angles that are not opposite, they're actually connected by a side, I'm just going to add them up and equals to 180. So I have 130 plus 1 plus 7x. 130 degrees, that's the angle H. 1 plus 7x, that's angle G. So I'm adding everything, and it's equal to 180. Let me condense the left side. When it comes to x's, I just have 7x. 130 plus 1, that's 131. This is equal to 180. To get the x by itself, this 131, let me move it to the left side as minus 131. So I have that 7x equals 49. Let me divide by the number in front of the x. 49 divided by 7 is 7. So x equals 7. Let's take a look at a couple more examples. Here, the angles are opposite. So 66 equals 11x. Opposite angles are equal to each other. So now let me divide by 11 to get the x by itself. X in this case is equal to 6. Here, I'm going to say 10x plus 2 plus 68 is equal to 180. Now here, the angles are adjacent. Let me zoom out a little. Question number 28 kind of looks like number 26. Those two angles are adjacent. Question 27, the angles were opposite. All right, let me zoom in again. Now let me treat this as an algebra question. The left side, let me condense. Let me combine my like terms. 10x plus 70 is equal to 180. My 70, let me move it to the right as minus 70. So I have that 10x is equal to 110. Let me divide by the number in front of the x. So x in this case happens to be 11. So that's parallelograms. Now, when it comes to the sides, let's use the value of x. Here it says, find the measurement indicated in each parallelogram. When I look at this angle, with this angle, I know those angles are opposite from each other. So they must equal to each other. So I'm going to say that 3x plus 9 is equal to 4x minus 2. Let me solve for x. I see x's on both sides. So I'm going to move the smallest one. So I have x's on the right side. My minus 2, let me move it to the left. That's a plus 2. Right? I'm going to do opposite sides. So I have that 11 is equal to 1x. So I know the value of x. Now here, the instructions are find the measurement of angle T. Angle T is right here. I want to know how much is 4 times x minus 2. Now I know the value of x. So let me go 4 times 11 minus 2. 4 times 11 is 44. 44 minus 2 is 42. That angle is 42 degrees. Let's take a look at question number 30. If you notice, I'm talking about sides here. And I said in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So I'm just going to go 2x plus 9 is equal to x plus 9. Let me separate them through the equal sign. I see x's on both sides, so let me move the smallest x. So this plus 9, let me move it over. Don't forget to switch the side. On the left side, I have 1x equals 9 minus 9 is 0. Don't be afraid of using the number 0. All right, x equals 0. Now, the instructions here are find KL. Find the measurement of side KL. KL is right here. I want to know how much is x plus 9. Use the value of 0. Or use the value of x, right? X plus 9, knowing that x is equal to 0, my answer should be 9. Okay. Now let's take a look at trapezoids. On trapezoids, these two angles must add up to 180. Okay, so I'm just going to say that 125 minus 1 plus 28x equals 180. Those two angles must add up to 180. Let me separate them through the equal sign, so I have the 28x plus 124 is equal to 180. To get the x term by itself, let me subtract 124. So I have the 28x equals 56. Let me divide by 28. X in this case is equal to 2. The instructions are solve for x. X equals 2. I'm done. The homework, you don't have to type in x equals. Just type in 2. Now looking at question number 32. These two angles add up to 180. Now on an isosceles trapezoid, I'm going to say this angle here, it is 120. These two angles on the left are the same as these two angles on the right. So that's how I know that corner at the bottom is 120. And I just said those two angles add up to 180. So 9x minus 30 plus 120 equals 180. All right, so I have, when it comes to x, I just have 9x. Negative 30 plus 120, that's 90. This is equal to 180. Let me subtract 90. So I have the 9x equals 90, right? 180 minus 90 is still 90. Let me divide by 9. X in this case is equal to 10. The instructions were solve for x. X equals 10. Now, let's review a little of the angles inside and outside of a polygon. Find the interior angle sum for each polygon. The angles on the inside, if I was to add them all, I give you guys the formula, n minus 2 times 180. You're going to round your answer to nearest 10th if necessary. So first of all, let's find out how many angles we have. It's the same amount of sides. So looking at number 33, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's 9 sides. So the way I'm going to find out how much these angles add up to, I'm just going to go 7 times 180. And then the 7, because remember n minus 2, so 9 minus 2. 7 times 180 happens to be 1,260. So my answer is 1,260. Looking at number 34, when I count the sides, there's 5 of them. So that means there's 5 angles as well. The way I'm going to find out how much all of them add up to, I'm going to go 3. Remember the 3 because I went n minus 2, 5 minus 2. So 3 times 180. 3 times 180 is 540. The formula that I'm using for the angles on the inside is n minus 2 times 180. That's how much all the angles on the inside add up to. Now, questions 35 and 36, it says, find the measure of one interior angle in each regular polygon. Regular means that all the angles are the same. Round your answer to the nearest 10th if necessary. So first of all, let me see how many sides I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me find out how much all of them add up to. Right? I count the sides because it's easy to count the sides. It's the same amount of angles. So I'm just going to go, for me to find out how much all of them add up to, I'm just going to say 5 times 180. Remember the 5 because I went n minus 2. So that's where I got the 5. 5 times 180 is 900. That's how much all of them add up to. Let me divide this by 7 because there's 7 of them. According to my calculator, I get 128.57. I'm going to run it to the nearest tenth, so I call that 128.6. My second decimal place was big enough, 5 or more, so it brought the 5 up to a 6. All right, let's take a look at number 36. Let me see how many sides I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There's 11 sides. So I'm just going to go 9 times 180. Remember the 9 because it's n minus 2. 9 times 180 is 1,620. That's how much all of them add up to. Let me divide this by 11 because there's 11 to begin with. According to my calculator, I get 147.27. My second decimal place is big enough, right? 5 or more. So it brings the previous number up. So I'm going to say, in this case, I have 147.3. All right, so let's take a look at 37 and 38 now. Find the measure of one exterior angle in each regular polygon. Round your answer to the nearest tenth if necessary. Let me find out how many angles I have. So the same amount of sides. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 sides. That means there's 12 angles. Now the exterior angles, the angles on the outside, they always add up to 360, no matter how many I have. So all of them is 360. I'm going to divide it by 12 because I want to know how much is one of them. 360 divided by 12 is 30. So each angle on the outside is 30. Let's take a look at number 38. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's 10 sides, so that means I have 10 angles. All the angles on the outside, they always add up to 360, no matter how many I have. The angles on the outside is always 360. Let me divide it by 10 because I have 10 of them. 360 divided by 10 is 36. Some of your answers in this case might be decimals.